Harry, he's the hero of the film, obviously. He's not going to stand for that. So he takes him up into there, and they have a bit of a fight over here in the sky. Draco ends up throwing the ball against the wall of Hogwarts Castle. Of course, this isn't quite it. Using memory, using my imagination just a little bit. And Harry shows a bit of his secret instinct. He manages to catch the ball out of the air, and everyone is very, very happy. They're all cheering for him, and he feels on top of the world until he looks to his right and sees Professor McGonagall scowling at him through the window, again 50 miles south in Durham. So she comes running out, screaming and blaring Harry's name. He thinks his wizarding career is over before it even began, but he's very, very lucky because she takes him inside and he's very relieved to hear that he's actually the new seeker for the Gryffindor Quidditch team. There's an issue though. So Harry comes from a Muggle family. He's never played Quidditch before. He doesn't know the rules, and he hasn't ridden a broomstick until about 30 seconds ago. So he's got a lot to learn before his first game of Quidditch. So they need to learn it from someone who knows what they're talking about. Professor McGonagall takes him to Oliver Wood, the captain of the Gryffindor Quidditch team. So the scene starts just over there by a little doorway. It's a little bit tucked away behind these lovely people, but he brings out a big wooden box revealing the Quaffle, the Bludger, and of course the Golden Snitch. Straight off the bat we can tell the Bludger is not the nicest. He's kind of throwing himself around in the box. He wants free, and Oliver Wood unlatches the ball, letting it up into the sky. Straight off the bat he goes to attack the kids, but they manage to dodge out of the way, and Harry is prepared for the second attack as he picks up the beater and booms it over the walls of the Barbican here through the cross swords of another statue. Now, once again, the insurance team was not a fan of kids coming to the castle later on for tourism and then throwing balls out of classic statues here on the turrets. So they build one, they bring it to somewhere where there's no statues, crane it up, and use quite a bit of CGI to make it look like the ball actually went through the cross swords of that statue. Now you know. So the ball is up in the air, it's been shown up by Harry, it's not very happy, it wants a bit of revenge. So it comes flying down at the kids, but Oliver Wood, he's a professional, he's done this for many years, he's the captain for a reason. He wrestles the ball to the ground and latches it away in the box as we see a little bit later. So, how on earth did they do this? There's no strings attached to the ball, there's no vibration device inside of it. He actually got specialised, I say kind of mime training a few weeks beforehand, just for that 5 to 10 second scene of him wrestling the ball, to make it look like he's fighting the ball and the ball's fighting back. Really, he's just kind of flopping around on the grass by himself. But now you know. So, that was the end of that scene. I'm going to take you back to Poor Neville over here. So Poor Neville, he's up in the air. Now Neville is played by a man called Matthew Lewis. Matthew Lewis's biggest phobia is heights. Absolutely hates heights. So of course, he does not want to be taken up into the air. He goes to Chris Columbus, the director, and says, I want to agree to it. So they make it into the air, they do the shooting, they do all the filming, all the editing, all the magic, and they get the scene done. He gets back to Chris Columbus, he watches it, and he says, that is terrible, it's not going to make it into the film, not good enough, you need to do it again. So poor Matthew Lewis, who would have walked through the gate here one day, has been met with a 30-foot crane standing, waiting for him. They then give him a harness, a broomstick, and hoist him up into the air, for hours and hours of shooting. I believe the highest he reaches is over there by the very, very top window. It's about 30 feet in the air. Don't ask me in meters, I don't really know. I don't really know what a foot is, to be honest, but you can imagine it's over there by the top window, next to another Percy lion. That's what I was going to mention later on. So, when you see Neville screaming and crying in the film, it is not just really good acting, he's genuinely terrified of the height he is at. So, there's a silver lining that he was able to overcome his fear of heights after hours and hours and hours of being off the ground in the air. So, at least applaud him for that. Now, frequently asked question, during the Oliver Wood scene, you may see the Quidditch pitch in the background through the walls of the castle. Unfortunately, it was never there. They just cut out around the walls of the castle wall and then overlaid a picture. Not even the trees are the same. Very, very sad. What do you do? So, pat on the back, you've made it to the end of the tour. You've been very, very good. A little bit of information first, that if you haven't been in the staterooms already, I highly, highly recommend it. There's guides in each room. Please ask them questions. They've got a lot of knowledge and they really, really love talking. They don't really shut up, to be honest. but they've got lots of information that you wouldn't think that would even be possible in the castle. Harry Potter, of course, we predominantly are filmed here at the first two films, but we appear in some way or another in every single film apart from Deathly Hallows Part 1.